About a year ago, the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia declared the Council of American Islamic Relations to be a terrorist organization. Let me repeat that. Saudi Arabia and the UAE declared CARE to be a terrorist organization. CARE operates in America. CARE has been operating in America since 1993. And part of this interfaith dialogue, all of this interfaith dialogue is part of their methodology to infiltrate the church, to draw undiscerning pastors and rabbis in. Frank and I and Rabbi John, who is probably one of the most courageous faith leaders that I've ever known. He's in Stoughton, Massachusetts. We experienced just recently where we spoke in his synagogue with Michelle Bachman, and CARE came after us and rallied support from 100 pastors and rabbis and priests against us to shut down our event. That's the methodology that they use. But the rabbi had the courage to stand up. I just wonder how many faith leaders in America would have stood up to that kind of assault. Now, I would tell you that my experience is most of them would have caved. And it's just like Jim Garlow said, if you can't discern and understand that CARE is a terrorist organization that's operating here among us, and they have combined forces with the Southern Poverty Law Center, which is one of the most evil groups in America, the hate map people. No authority, no credibility whatsoever with us, but the Southern Poverty Law Center has now become one of the biggest allies that CARE, a known terrorist organization, has. In 2008, during the Holy Land Foundation trial, when 5 defendants were convicted on 108 counts of raising money in America to support terrorism, specifically to support Hamas, CARE was identified as an unindicted co-conspirator, meaning we've got the evidence on you, but Eric Holder chose not to take them to trial. So when we enter into these interfaith dialogues, we don't stand up to the evil that is presented by organizations like CARE and the Islamic Society of North America and the Islamic Trust of North America, which owns about 80% of the mosque in America. When we don't stand up to them, but we openly talk about an interfaith dialogue with no discernment, no understanding of what the Quran and the Hadith call for, we are walking into an ambush and a trap. So I'll finish with this. In case you think that we are all just, we hate every Muslim in America, that is absolutely not the truth. In fact, I think we have greater passion for them because we see what they're caught in. We see the life that they're caught in, the darkness that surrounds many of them. But I'm with the Family Research Council. In September, we had our biggest event of the year, a Christian audience. Over 1,000 people, probably about 1,200 people there. I did a panel on future threats, and the guy that I invited to be on that panel with Sebastian Gorka, me, and Phil Haney was Zuhdi Jasser. I've known Zuhdi a long time. Frank and I consider him to be a dear friend. He is a man that loves America. He's a man that served this country. It took an oath to the Constitution. And when Zuhdi Jasser got through talking, that Christian audience stood up and gave Zuhdi Jasser a standing ovation because he talked about how Islam has to reform. What we want to do is reach out to the Muslims like Zuhdi Jasser, not to the Muslim Brotherhood through its front groups like CARE.